Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Fern and this is Frank. We're two restless retirees doing our very best to see this beautiful world around us, and we want you to join us. Let's continue our discovery of New Brunswick, Canada together.
At Glenwood Provincial Park. And why are we here? Because this is the first established provincial park in New Brunswick, established back in 1935. And the kicker here is that it is closed. It was closed back in 1985, decommissioned, whatever you call it. We're going to go for a little walkthrough. You can almost look at it as a relic. No one comes here anymore or anything like this. It's actually used as a rest stop along Route 17 here between St. Leonard and Campbellton. Little rest stop for everyone to take a bit of a break, and as you can see, they've been a little bit bad because there's coffee cups and beer cans all over the place. But we're going to go for a walk in this provincial park and see how it's developed over the years since being closed. So come along.
As nature has taken over.
We got our little bell and bear spray. We don't know what we're up against. I don't think we'll be up against any, but we'll be ready because I can always run faster than Fern, so she'll be the meal for the
for the bear.
For the bear.
Thank you.
So come along and let's see the first established provincial park in New Brunswick.
Yep, and see what it looks like. It's very early spring, so the brush is all died back. So we'll be able, this is why we came now, because in the summertime it is really overgrown. And let's take a look. So we were doing some research on this, and this used to be a park where it had campsites, and it had bathroom, a few things. So maybe we'll be able to see some of that.
Suppose even a little store. If I remember correctly, it's 22.5 hectares in size, so it's pretty massive.
And we have a theory on why it closed, and we'll share that with you. That's the entrance, obviously in the walking area. You can see how there was a road coming into the park, and how the asphalt, all of the nature's just taking over here, and that's what happens. Here's a pad just in the middle of the park. Oh, let's go take a look. The way the trees have all fallen. There's a shelter here. This shelter is actually very close to the highway entrance. Yeah, so that was over there a pad. And it looks like the wood, somebody probably just helped themselves to the wood and just took it. That's what happens when things are abandoned.
Look at the tree on the shelter.
Wow, there are trees literally growing on the shelter. I don't know if you can see that.
That big one that's fallen on the shelter.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of trees have come down. Old trees have just fallen.
These spruce trees here in New Brunswick just grow like crazy. It's just incredible. The softwood industry, but this is a provincial park. It's still registered as a provincial park, just decommissioned, I think in 1985. And so there's nobody taking care of it. It's just going to go to nature, which I guess it has to be. It has to be. Now we have a theory on why they closed it. This park was opened 1935, and it was like a rest stop on Route 17, off of Route 17, which is right on the north side of New Brunswick. And there is quite a few hills, because this is the Appalachian Mountains, quite a few hills through here, and I think the highway at the time just wasn't what it is now. The highway is really good now, and so it's an somewhat easy drive along here to Campbellton, New Brunswick, where there is another provincial park, and that provincial park, lots of funding going in there. It's a beautiful park. You'll know it. We've covered it before. Sugarloaf Provincial Park here in New Brunswick, and it's really great. So I guess all the money went there. There's also another provincial park going the other direction, going west. The other provincial park going west from here on Route 17 is Mount Carlton. It is a huge park as well, with camping and lakes and all sorts of things like that. And it is the highest point in all of New Brunswick, so it has a specific value to that. It's the highest point elevation of New Brunswick and all of the Maritimes. So that park is a beautiful park. We were there last year. You'll check back on our playlist on Mount Carlton, and we try to get to the top of the plateau on top of the mountain, and it was a struggle, but we did it. So Mount Carlton is going west from here near St. Quentin, and so this park, Glenwood Provincial Park, is between St. Quentin and Campbellton, New Brunswick. And I guess there's no need for a big rest stop. There's no need for camping here. There's lots of nature, and there are two very big provincial parks on either side on this run. So it went to nature. That's my theory on what happened. Looks like they missed one of the garbage pails here when they closed it. Frank says there's another shelter here. Isn't this kind of interesting? Another shelter there that has just collapsed. It's a shame to see.
Yeah, it's sad.
You know, maybe they could have kept this like a conservation area where everything stays natural, and you just have a few, I know, some trails walking through here. You know, it's if you decide to come, it's totally free because it's abandoned, and you can come. And I guess if you wanted to do some wild camping, you could park just off the highway and trek your way in. I didn't see any signs saying that you couldn't overnight park there. So, and here's some. So it looks like some of these sites had electrical and water here. So Frank found the old septic system, or the old outhouses. It looks like it was a septic system, and that is a holding tank. So there's the toilet seat, or the hole for the toilet, and it looks like they filled it in with gravel, I guess so that no one falls in.
Maybe no animals get in there. So it seems like all the services that were done were at the beginning of the entrance, within, I'd say, the first 500 meters, 500 feet.
So, what are my thoughts on this? My thoughts are, this is kind of an interesting place. I find it sad that it isn't here for us to use as a beautiful park and it to be clean.
But it's interesting to see what happens when it's left back to nature.
But there's lots of nature here in New Brunswick. You know, what's another park? I know times are tough and there isn't enough money to go around to provide enough services for everything.
Yeah, this goes way back to 1985 when it closed
Yeah,
down. So I don't remember what the issues were back then, but I'm sure something crept up. Like Fern said earlier, is probably the development of Sugarloaf Provincial Park, which has all the services you want: skiing, trails.
We're gonna check that out. I guess my point is that it already exists. It's already here. I think if they got enough volunteers or somebody, they can have it as a nice rest stop here.
Well, they're using it as a rest stop already, but it's just at the entrance here, as you can see. So what people are doing is like long weekend rides, motorcycle clubs, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
park there, they rest. Sadly, they should leave a garbage pail there, something like that, because what you see in the ravine are McDonald's, all the coffee cups, beer cans, debris.
Yeah.
If they put at least a garbage can, it would collect all that. But you know, c'est la vie. But it's a nice rest stop. It's natural. You can come in, you look at, if you want to look at it, history, what's happened over it, you know, that kind of stuff.
Thank you for joining us here at Java Walker World. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts for daily tidbits. We'll see you next Sunday.